Imagine the peak of Mount Olympus. Thunder cracks, lightning illuminates the sky. Presiding over it all is Zeus, king of the gods, wielder of the thunderbolt, the ultimate authority in the Greek cosmos. His power seems absolute, his word law. But was it? Lurking in the shadows of mythology, older than many of the gods themselves, were three mysterious figures: the Moirai, the Fates, spinners of destiny, weavers of life's thread. The question echoes through the ages. Could these ancient beings hold sway even over the mighty Zeus? Was their power the true ultimate authority? Meet Clotho, the spinner, who crafts the very thread of life at a mortal's birth. Then there's Lachesis, the apportioner, who measures out the length and determines the events woven into that thread. And finally, Atropos, the inflexible, the cutter, whose shears snip the thread, marking the moment of death. Their origins are debated, sometimes daughters of night, Nyx, embodying primal darkness. Other times, children of Themis, the Titaness of divine law, perhaps even fathered by Zeus himself. But regardless of parentage, their function was terrifyingly clear. They dictated destiny. Not just for mortals, but potentially for everyone. This wasn't just predicting the future, it was the future. In the Greek worldview, fate was often seen as an inescapable force, a predetermined path. But surely Zeus, the king, could intervene, change the course of events, save his favorites. The myths tell a complicated story. Consider the Trojan War. Zeus watches the brutal fighting below. He sees his own beloved son, Sarpedon, fighting valiantly for the Trojans. But then disaster strikes. Patroclus, Achilles' closest companion, charges Sarpedon. Zeus knows what's coming. He knows this is Sarpedon's fated moment, the death decreed for him by the Moirai. His heart aches. He desperately wants to snatch Sarpedon away, to intervene and save him from this predetermined end. He even contemplates it aloud. But his wife, Hera, queen of the gods, issues a stark warning. She reminds him that Sarpedon is a man doomed by fate, asking, "Are you truly considering saving him from what must be? Do it, if you must. But know this, the other gods will not approve. If you defy the fates for your son, won't every other god want to save their children too? You'll be challenging destiny itself, creating chaos, resentment, and unraveling the very cosmic order you're supposed to uphold." The stakes couldn't be higher. Saving Sarpedon meant directly defying the fate's decree, potentially causing a revolt among the gods and shattering the balance of the universe. Zeus, the mighty king, faces an agonizing choice: his love for his son versus the authority of destiny. With tears of blood falling to the earth, Zeus lets fate run its course. He allows Patroclus to kill Sarpedon. His power, vast as it was, bowed before the decree of the fates. By letting his son die, Zeus acknowledged a power even he seemingly could not, or chose not to, overrule. The power of destiny itself, woven by the Moirai. Zeus's encounter with fate wasn't always about tragic acceptance. Sometimes it was about shrewd navigation, demonstrating his respect for the fates in a different way. There was a prophecy, a dangerous one, whispered among the immortals. The sea nymph Thetis was destined to bear a son who would become greater, more powerful than his father. Both Zeus and his brother Poseidon desired Thetis. But knowledge of this prophecy, this unchangeable future decreed by the fates, gave Zeus pause. He knew this wasn't just a warning, but a fixed point in destiny, a future already woven by the Moirai. He remembered his own history, overthrowing his father, Cronus, who had overthrown his father, Uranus. The pattern was clear, the danger immense. If he fathered this child, his own reign could be doomed. The consequence of ignoring this specific decree of the fates was his potential downfall. So, Zeus made a calculated decision. He didn't fight the prophecy, recognizing the power behind the fates' words. Instead, he sidestepped its direct impact on him. He arranged for Thetis to marry a mortal king, Peleus. Their son? Achilles, the greatest warrior of the Trojan War, mighty indeed, fulfilling the prophecy by surpassing his mortal father. Crucially, he posed no threat to Zeus's eternal throne. By respecting the fates' decree and maneuvering around it, Zeus secured his own power. Simultaneously, he demonstrated that even his choices and desires were shaped and constrained by the destiny the Moirai proclaimed. So, did Zeus control the fates, or did they control him? Some sources call him Moirai, the guide or leader of the fates. But does this mean he directed them, or that he simply understood and executed their will? The myths suggest the latter. The fates were generally depicted as ancient, impartial, almost primordial forces. They weren't swayed by prayers or sacrifices in the same way other gods might be. They represented an order older and perhaps more profound than the Olympian hierarchy. Their power wasn't about rulership, thunderbolts, or commanding legions. It was the silent, inexorable turning of the cosmic loom, binding gods and mortals alike in its intricate pattern. Zeus was the most powerful being in the Greek pantheon in terms of active might and authority. He ruled the heavens, commanded the gods, and influenced mortal affairs. Yet, even the king seemed bound by the threads spun, measured and cut by three shadowy figures who answered to no one. His power operated within the grand design of fate rather than above it. Perhaps the ultimate power wasn't the lightning bolt, but the thread. The quiet, steady work of Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos determined the beginning, the journey, and the end for all, even for the king of the gods. The question remains, a testament to the Greek fascination with destiny, power, and the forces that shape our existence.